What is going on, YouTube, and all you drunken misfits out there? Jiminy Glass here, aka I am motherfucking drunk, y'all. Today we're back with another product review, and today we're gonna go ahead and get this straight out of the box. This is the worst controller I have ever bought in the history of controllers, and I know the reason you probably came there is to see if this controller was any good or not. And this thing right here, the RAZER Wolverine V2 wired gaming controller for Xbox, is the worst thing I bought all of 2021 and the worst controller, like I said, that I've ever had. Go ahead and look at the box here. Additional remappable front-facing buttons designed for greater control and precision. RAZER's Mecha tactile action buttons and D-pad. Hair trigger mode with trigger stops. RAZER's controllable setup for Xbox. 3.5mm analog audio port. Now, on paper, this thing sounds amazing. On looks, it looks great. But it's just terrible. It really is. Everything about this thing I don't. Well, not everything. There's one good thing I like about this thing, and we'll get into that here. This is the controller here. Like I said, it is a wired controller. Pretty good looking. Like I said, it's got the remappable front facing buttons there, which are absolutely useless in my opinion. Let's talk about this thing. Initial in hand. It feels like I'm holding the cheapest knockoff of an Xbox controller that I could buy from a GameStop. Is what it feels like. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get the good thing out of the way about this. That way we can go straight into the bad. The buttons on these, absolutely phenomenal. This is how buttons on a controller should sound and feel. They are great. It's not going to pick them up because it's just a little too quiet for this. They sound and feel great. That's the only good thing about this controller. Everything else is trash. First off, this controller retails for $100. And it's wired. $100 controller, 100% should be wireless or wired. That should be an option. Second off, it's like they took an Xbox 360 controller and threw this thing together. I mean, hell, it's even got this little motherfucker here. I can't remember what the fuck that's for, but that was on every wired Xbox 360 controller, all the way down to a T at the bottom here. Now, why this even needs to come apart, I have no clue. I guess maybe in case you break this in, you can replace it. That's the only good thing about that. Everything about this just screams Xbox 360 controller. It does not scream top of the line today model stuff. In the hand, this thing just feels cheap. Everything about it, besides the actual buttons, everything about this controller feels cheap. I don't think it's a good design. I don't understand the design. I don't get it. I understand having remappable buttons, right? I don't understand having the remappable buttons right here and not on the back. It just doesn't make sense to me. I sat there and I tried to figure out how this would play in, and I just couldn't figure it out at all. I still can't figure out why I'd want the buttons back there and not on the bottom, or at least in the position they're in. Like, they just don't seem useful to me at all. Like, I can't. No matter how I play this, it just feels unnatural to hit those. Completely unnatural. It doesn't feel like it's something I want to train my hand to. Another thing, for a $100 controller that's supposed to be from what I understand, this thing is supposed to be competing with like Elites and shit. Have exchangeable joysticks. I know there's a model higher than this that I believe does have that, and the mappable buttons on the back. But as far as this controller goes, like I said, the price point of $100 on this just does not make sense. I saw it on sale for Cyber Monday for $40, and I picked it up, and it's still a bad buy in my opinion for $40 even. At that, I'd just rather have a regular Xbox controller than this for that price. I will give it this. The only thing no, it's still there actually. The only thing I do like about this over the Xbox controller is that the share button is here, and your select button, you can call it, I forget what they actually call it now, but your select button is here, and these aren't right next to each other because I'm always hitting that stupid share button by accident on my regular Xbox controller. Everything about it just feels cheap. It just, I don't like the size of it. I don't like the design of it. I don't like the way it feels in my hand. There's nothing about this controller I like besides the buttons. Oh, and on top of that, by the way, I have a Bose headset, right? The Bose gaming headset is what I have. The QC 35, Quiet Comfort 35 gaming headset. For some reason, it doesn't work with this controller. I don't understand why this controller will not work with my Bose. So I don't even use it because of that, because I use my Bose for my gaming. So I got to have it plugged into the controller, and it does not work on this bitch. Another negative right there for me. I don't know. It's just all around horrible to me, everything about it. Probably just gonna give it to my roommate, honestly, because he has a very shitty. He's got like one of the $20 store ones. So for him, this is an upgrade, but for me, it's terrible. I don't like it at all. One of the worst controllers I ever bought. One of the worst products I bought of 2021. I've given it a chance, and I've been using it for the past few months. That's why the video's coming out now. But don't waste your money. This thing is absolutely dog crap. It is terrible, and I will probably never buy another RAZER product again, honestly, because this is my first time dealing with RAZER, and I will probably never buy another RAZER product again. But that's all I got for you. Quick, simple review here on this thing, because it's a piece of junk, and that's all there is to it. Hope this answers some questions y'all had on it. I'm trying to think before I head off. Did anything else? Good buttons, crappy design, crappy feel, feels cheap, too expensive for what it is. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. It's a piece of junk. And I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here. Still dealing with the COVID. But as always, stay motherfucking drunk, y'all.